everyone, and welcome back to the Fruit Basket Podcast, where today we are going to be talking about the first two episodes of Creature Commandos, as well as Marvel Rivals. And we're just going to kick it off talking about Creature Commandos. And the first two episodes came out on Thursday, and I saw them both the night of their release, and they are incredible. Honestly, like the DCU, James Gunn's new cinematic universe for the DC universe is off to an amazing start just based off that. It's I will say I think it's missing some I don't it's missing something, I'll say that. I'm not gonna give it complete praise. I feel like there's something kind of missing with it. Maybe it's the pacing of it. Um Maybe it's just kind of I think it is like everything really moves fast in the show. They don't really give you time to breathe, but even then I'm still very much enjoying the show itself just based on the first two episodes. The animation looks great. There's a one fight scene between Dr. Phosphorus and Rick Flag, which goes extremely hard when it comes to how it looks. The humor is it's I would say it's 50-50 in terms of the jokes that hit versus the jokes that don't. Personally, I think like the long running joke that I think really works in this show has been the GI robot, just GI robot in general, and how he always talks about how he wants to kill Nazis. He's like, I can't wait to kill Nazis. Are these people Nazis? I would like to kill Nazis with you. Like he just never shuts up about it, and it's probably the best running joke of the series, at least for the first two episodes. Who knows? Maybe we'll get old, but I don't know. But everything else, it's pretty good. I think you get a very well. You get a pretty good look at what the characters, like who the characters are in the show. Like their personalities and their goals. It does a good job introducing them. I like what they're doing with Rick Flag Sr., kind of delving into his character. Sorry, delving into his character after the events of what happened to his son during Suicide Squad. It's gonna be fun seeing how I don't. It's gonna be fun seeing how his character reacts to him finding about, like him finding out the truth of what happened to Rick Flag, Jr. Because when you first see him and it's brought up, Waller is the one who brings it up. But I don't think he knows that the reason why Rick died is because A, he went against his own country, and B, it was mostly due to Waller and her orders. Like if it wasn't for Waller and her orders to essentially, have Peacemaker dispose of any evidence of Project Starfish, he would still be alive. But I don't think we're gonna get the conclusion to that until Peacemaker season 2. Like once Peacemaker season 2 comes out, which he's supposed to be in, I think that's when we're going to get the conclusion to his storyline with Amanda Waller, and maybe who knows, he'll I don't know, I could see Peacemaker season 2 being them going after Amanda Waller. So who knows? Sorry. But yeah, the show is pretty great so far. I think Dr. Phosphorus might be my favorite character just because, I don't know, I like his personality. Nina, the fish woman, she's pretty cool. Just the kind-hearted character. The bride's a pretty cool character too. I like what they're doing with her and Frankenstein. But it's a pretty good show overall. I like that Cersei is the main villain. There were certain people who were complaining about Cersei's group in the show called the Sons of Themyscira, who are essentially the I would say like they're supposed to be a parody of like red pill guys, or like guys who are fans of red pill people, essentially like the Manosphere fans maybe. And there were certain people online getting mad over that because of it's essentially parodying them. But I don't know, I don't mind it obviously because fuck those people, but it is a bit on the nose. And sometimes when it comes to, critiques like that are a bit ham-fisted, it doesn't really help the show in my opinion. Like I don't mind it again, but sometimes I wish when it comes to like these sort of things of being like, fuck these groups of shitty people, it would be better handled and not just kind of like in a lazy kind of way. I don't know. It's not. Eh, we'll see. We'll see how they handle them. But yeah, the show overall is pretty good. Right now, I'd give both episodes like an 8 out of 10, but still, I'll probably come back to this show in terms of talking about it on the podcast once it's all over with. But I do plan on watching it week to week as it comes out. But that's about it for Creature Commandos. I do want to move on to Marvel Rivals. This is probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode. I have a video of me playing Marvel Rivals already out. It's my first time playing it. It's on my gaming channel if you want to look up that. But I mean, I'm just enjoying it. It's really fun. All the characters, at least the ones that I've played so well, they're characters that I'm more than likely going to play for probably the entire game unless they get nerfed. The only one that I played so far that I'm probably, well, actually there's two. There's probably two characters I'm probably not going to use that often, with those being Captain America and Spider-Man, because I'm just not good with them. Also Thor. But in terms of people who I feel like are going to be my mains for the long run, I see Squirrel Girl being that. I like Squirrel Girl even though she's not necessarily my favorite. In terms of like characters I see myself maining, she's kind of in the bottom tier of that. In terms of the top tier, Hawkeye, for sure. Iron Fist, because look, if you know, you know. If you know, you know about Iron Fist, and I just learned how you're supposed to use him. Who else? In terms of tanks, Doctor Strange maybe. I don't know. Tanks are like the one group I haven't used as much, but Doctor Strange more than likely because he's probably the most like Reinhardt in a way. That's literally just what I was looking for in a tank. I was just like, who's the most like Reinhardt? Okay, Doctor Strange has the bigger shield, so probably him. Um, in terms of other characters, Loki I think is pretty good. He might be my support main in all honesty. Jeff the Shark's alright. Well, he is pretty good. I'll probably play Jeff the Shark every now and again if I wanna, do the ultimate ultimate jump off the edge move. Wolverine's pretty good. I don't know how much I'm gonna use him. Other than that, I wanna start using Psylocke a lot more. Star-Lord as well. Iron Man as well. I've used Iron Man quite a few times and I do like him, but we'll just have to see how much I end up using him. But other than that, I mean, there's still a lot of characters I gotta try out, but I think Hawkeye, Iron Fist, and Loki are currently my biggest ones. And I think Loki I've used a lot less often than Iron Fist or Hawkeye. Those are kind of my two right now. Hawkeye more so. Iron Fist, it depends on what map it is. If it's a lot of space, more than likely Hawkeye. If it's not that much space, Iron Fist, like close quarters. But yeah. But in terms of, not just the gameplay itself, but how the game operates, like the skins, the cosmetics, the battle pass, shit like that, I'm liking it so far. I still have no idea what the story element is of it, but we'll see. The only thing that I'm really concerned about when it comes to this game is the same problem I feel like really ruined Overwatch for a lot of people, is changing up characters to make them all on an equal footing a bit. I want this game to be broken as fuck. I don't care. Alright? And I feel like they did that to kind of not suck up, but like give in to competitive players. Like, the competitive side, they want to like lean into that more so, I feel like, with Overwatch. And I feel like that's why you saw a lot of characters getting nerfed and shit like that. Like, it just wasn't fun at a certain point. Like, when they brought back classic Overwatch for the last few weeks before Marvel Rivals came out, it was probably the most fun I've had with Overwatch in the last few months. And that's bad, because when I go to play classic Overwatch, it's just not that fun. I just don't have a fun time all that much. And I feel like it's because certain characters just aren't broken. Everyone's too nerfed and it just feel vanilla at this point. And here, like, I don't know. And I love Overwatch. And I think in terms of creativity, at least like it's a lot better than Marvel Rivals, because Marvel Rivals is a game that has characters that you can already pull from. Like Iron Man is not an original character from Marvel Rivals, obviously. Squirrel Girl, Jeff the Shark, they're all pre-existing characters that you just have to assign abilities to. And they did great with Marvel Rivals, don't get me wrong. They did great with Marvel Rivals. It's a great game. The mechanics of it are amazing. The fact that it has moved, the fact that it has operated as well as it has since launch is astonishing. But I, in terms of like, impressiveness of how a game operates, like Overwatch is entirely original characters. So like, there's that element of it that I feel like it has over Marvel Rivals, and it's what honestly makes me want to cheer it on a little bit more, especially as someone who is a long-term Overwatch fan. But man, like, it feels like they just tried everything they could to ruin the game. Like, honestly. Like, I never thought in my life I would miss the Mercy ultimate where she would revive the entire enemy team if, they were all down. But I did. There was, like, literally the first game back on Classic Overwatch. That happened. Sorry. That happened to me. Where me and my team, we got a perfect team kill, except for the Mercy, on the enemy team, and and the Mercy revived them all at once. And I never thought I would be happy to see that, but I was, because I kind of just like how broken it is. It makes the game fun, it makes the game challenging, even if it's against you, even if it doesn't help you. So that's my biggest fear with Marvel Rivals, is that I feel like there are going to be certain people who play it competitively who are going to bitch and moan and make the game not fun anymore just so it can be fair. Like, I just don't like that. That's one thing that I'm very fearful when it comes to Marvel, when, competitive becomes a bigger thing. It's that I just don't want people who fucking ruin the game because they're tryhards. And here's the thing, I have that problem too. There are certain times when I'm playing with Marvel Rivals, or, even when I played Overwatch, where sometimes I went tryhard too. But when that happens, I usually just try to step away, because I don't want to be that. That's the last thing I want to be. The last thing I want to be in general is like a competitive player, because I feel like when I do that, it just becomes less fun. It feels more like a job. And I have a buddy who loves competitive play, and I don't understand how he does that. But in terms of Marvel Rivals, I'm just afraid that competitive is going to change up the game too much in terms of how people not perceive it, but of how it's played. So like, yeah, I don't want Iron Fist nerfed. Even as someone who, has played against Iron Fist and lost multiple times. Like, yeah, I kind of like broken characters. They're fun. It makes the game interesting, especially when like there isn't really, like, every character is kind of broken in a way, as long as you know how to use them. Like, I think Hulk is the only one who isn't really that broken. Like, the Hulk kind of sucks, at least from what I've seen and heard people say, that the Hulk isn't that great of a tank. But like I said before, I personally will probably not play as Captain America much, because I just didn't find him fun to play with, and I didn't think he was gonna be a good character. I got my ass whipped by a bunch of Captain Americas. It's really just how good are you? How good are you at the character? Iron Fist is one of those, like, you have to be good with Iron Fist. Honestly, he's not broken. It's just that people picked up how to use him pretty quickly. In my opinion, I don't think he's broken. I just think it's more so you need to understand how to properly use him. But we'll see where this goes. I just want this. I hope this game is fun as it evolves. Hopefully, competitive doesn't fucking kill it like I feel like it did with Overwatch. And I don't know. We're still kind of in the honeymoon period for Marvel Rivals. So there's still a lot of change that can happen that can very quickly ruin the game. But I'm gonna enjoy this honeymoon period, and hopefully, this honeymoon period doesn't fade away all that much. Hopefully it's like a marriage where you just never fall out of love or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case, because I would hate to get divorced from this game because it is tons of fun. I'm enjoying it. It feels very developed. It feels very thought out when it comes to the mechanics of the game and how it operates. I love the destructible world. It makes the game so much more fun, where you could just be like, instead of coming through this normal doorway like they would expect me to, what if I just created an opening and started giving like pot shots through that? Like, it's fun. And I really like it. And sometimes, while I might get bad, especially when, there might be like fucking obvious COD players who are just joining it because, it's a hot topic at the time and they don't know how to play a hero shooter. And you can tell that because they never play the fucking objective. It's still fun, even if you have shit teammates, if you just, make the most out of it. But honestly, that's all I really had to say. It's a pretty, small episode, really. Mostly because I'm doing this pretty late and I just need the content. I've just been busy all day, so I just wanted to make a little short one so I can get some other stuff done. But, I mean, that's all I really had to say about both Creature Commandos and Marvel Rivals. Creature Commandos is pretty good. I'm still just going to wait to see how it develops, because that could change over time. But right now I'm enjoying it. Same with Marvel, literally the same with Marvel Rivals. It's good right now, I'm enjoying it. It could change over time, but I like it. Both DC and Marvel are kind of winning in this period. We're eating good. The fans are eating good. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.